Have you ever looked at ultra-successful people and wondered what their secret is? What if I told you that one of their biggest advantages starts before the sun even rises? For 30 days, I followed what is widely known as the Millionaire Morning Routine, the same practices recommended by high-performance coaches, best-selling authors, and elite entrepreneurs. And after 30 days, I was not the same person I started as. No shortcuts, just full immersion into a world of cold showers, journaling, exercise, early wake-ups, and laser-focused intention. That their edge is built not through luck or connections, but through a meticulously crafted morning routine that they repeat day in and day out. I'm not going to lie to you. It was brutal. My body resisted it. My mind screamed at me, but I forced myself out of bed, groggy, disoriented, and questioning every life decision that had led to this moment. So I decided to put it to the test. I went from someone who used to hit snooze 3 times a morning to someone who watched the sunrise every single day. Over the course of 30 days, I read 3 full books. And these weren't fluffy feel-good books. They were tools, giving me practical strategies to grow, 20 to 30 minutes of exercise to wake up the body. I would take 5 minutes to mentally rehearse the day ahead, picturing myself moving through it with confidence and purpose. I wrote down my long-term goals every morning as if they had already happened. The idea was to train my subconscious mind to believe in the vision, to act as if it was already true. I wasn't wasting time in the morning trying to wake up. Nothing intense at first. Some stretching, a light jog, some yoga flows, but just enough to get the blood pumping and the fog out of my brain. No mindless scrolling. Instead, I sat in silence for a few minutes and practiced what is known as priming the mind. That meant taking deep, focused breaths while mentally setting the tone for the day. Here's exactly what happened. Let's start with day 1. It began at 4:45 a.m. That's the wake-up time recommended by people like Robin Sharma, author of the 5 a.m. Club, and one intention for how I wanted to show up in the world. This part surprised me the most. It felt strange at first, but it grounded me in a way I didn't expect. It shifted my focus away from external noise and brought me into alignment with what really mattered. The first rule of the routine: no phone, no checking messages. Then I moved into the first major components. By the time I hit the shower, a cold shower, I was more awake than I ever was during my old coffee-fueled rush out the door mornings. Next came journaling. Every day I wrote 3 things I was grateful for, 3 things I wanted to accomplish. Then came reading. Every morning I spent 20 minutes with a personal development book. Topics like leadership, finance, mindset, discipline. Finally, I ended each morning with visualization and goal setting. All of that happened before 6:30 a.m. It is. But here's what happened after the first week. I began noticing a massive difference in my energy. I wasn't dragging through the afternoons. I wasn't desperately reaching for caffeine. The biggest change: my mental clarity. Instead of reacting to the day, I was creating it. I was sharper during meetings, more patient with challenges, more intentional with my time. I wasn't rushing to catch up, I was ahead. And it showed in my work. I got more done by noon than I used to get done in an entire day. My ability to focus deepened. Distractions bothered me less. I started looking forward to the mornings. The routine that felt impossible at the start was now something I craved. The early hours became a sacred space, a time that belonged fully to me before the world placed its demands. I was no longer working harder, I was working smarter. But it wasn't just productivity. My mood improved. I felt more in control, more grounded. There was a sense of calm that stayed with me throughout the day. I wasn't waking up into chaos. I even started sleeping better because my days had structure and my evenings were calm. My relationships improved because I was showing up more centered, more present, more focused. Days where I wrote the same goals half asleep in my journal. I missed a workout once or twice. I hit snooze on a few mornings. But the key was consistency, not perfection. I learned that even an 80% effort brought major results. If you win the morning, you're way more likely to win the day. Waking up early, moving your body, being intentional, reading instead of scrolling, journaling instead of reacting. These aren't dramatic acts, but they compound. Day by day, they build confidence, discipline, and momentum. I was designing my mornings, and that shifted how I experienced everything after. But if you can push through the first 7 to 10 days, it gets easier. Early wake-ups, exercise, journaling, reading, and intention setting. These are here to stay. And once you feel the benefits, it becomes addictive. Around day 10, something unexpected happened. But let me be clear, it wasn't perfect. You don't need to do it like a Navy SEAL. You just need to start. Start waking up 30 minutes earlier. Start writing down your goals. Start moving in the morning. Start taking control of how you begin your day. It all counts. They're about building momentum, discipline, and every time I woke up and followed through on my plan, I sent a message to myself: you are in charge. You are capable. You're becoming who you want to be. It gave me momentum. It gave me a blueprint. This wasn't just a routine, it was now an identity. You can start tomorrow morning. And now, that secret is yours too. I didn't see myself as someone trying to be productive. I saw myself as someone who was productive and take one small step each day toward the future you want to create. I wasn't pushing myself to do the routine. I was being the kind of person who lives this way. There were days I didn't want to get up, days where the cold shower felt like a punishment. By day 21, something shifted again. The final week was when the results really showed up. I had more time, I had clearer goals, I was making better decisions, but maybe the most powerful shift was in how I saw myself. I realized that mornings are not just about getting a head start on tasks. So after 30 days, what did I learn? First, the morning sets the tone for everything. Second, success is built in the small, unglamorous choices. Third, the hardest part is the beginning. Your brain will fight back, your habits will resist. And finally, you don't need to be perfect. So, will I keep doing it? Yes. Not every single component, every single day, but the foundation is now locked in. Trying the Millionaire Morning Routine didn't just change my schedule, it changed how I show up in my life. It gave me clarity. You don't have to wait for a new year, a new month, or a new version of yourself to begin. Wake up with purpose, move with energy, think with clarity, because the truth is, the secret of successful people isn't luck, it's how they use their morning.